Hello. Welcome to the Babe You've Got This podcast series. My name is Kim Kent, and I am so damn excited and grateful to be able to give you this information and add so much value to your life. You have come to this space to hear this message and listen to these episodes for a reason. So the Babe You've Got This podcast is a mindset and business coaching podcast for the everyday gal who has big goals and dreams and just needs that support, that insight, and that reaffirmation for creating the success that they so desire in their life. Now, a little bit about me. I am at the moment I'm 28 years old. I have owned my own online business coming up to 6 years now. And I have to say, I have learned so much about life, about business, about myself in the last 6 years. And I've been wanting to create a podcast for the last year. I've had lots of things and lots of excuses holding me back. And I'm finally doing it because I just feel like I've got so much of my lessons and my journey and my experiences and my challenges that I've overcome to share with you, because I know so many of us go through it. I know I'm not alone. And where the Babe You've Got This came from is I was actually sitting at my desk. So I've got this beautiful, it was really cute light oak wood desk, and I was sitting at it. It was actually a winter's day. It was winter here. I'm in Perth in Australia, and it was a winter's day, but it was sunny. Good old Perth winter. And I was looking out the window, and I've been wanting to come up with a name just for what I'm about, how I coach my team, my clients, everything that I've learned. And it really boiled down to, Babe, you've got this. It just came to me, and I was like, oh my God, I tell myself this all the time. It's the reaffirmation, because I know there's so many times aiming for any goals in my life, I just get so caught up in my head, and it's like I have to stop and tell myself, Babe, you've got this. Or Kim, you've got this, right? And I was like, this is the perfect branding for a podcast, especially with all the content you will receive as the episodes get released. Oh, I cannot wait. I wish I could just give you everything in one, but it's too much information, right? So that's where the Babe You've Got This concept was created. And the second that it crossed my mind, like the millisecond, I just felt so grounded, so centered, like I was in the exact right place at the right time, and it was so meant to be. So going from there, a little bit about me. I know you want to get to know me. You're going to be hearing my voice most of the time. So as I said, my name is Kim Kent. I am 28 years old. I run a business. So my business is in the health and wellness industry, but there's kind of two parts to it. So I educate and inspire health and wealth through the areas of nutrition, movement, and mindset. I've always had a massive background, love for health. I've had a health background for almost 10 years now. And it wasn't until I started growing the business that I kind of had to really learn about the wealth side of things and how to run a business and the mindset. And I feel like it just really intertwines. This is the second part of what I do, is I actually help the women who work with me in my business overcome the challenges and break through barriers and grow business just like I'm growing business. So that's why I just think this, for me to be able to share with you my journey so far, and I'm still learning. I really am. I'm still learning. It's only still just the beginning, but I know if I've come from nowhere, from nothing, to really struggling, to creating success, and if I can do it, I know so many other women can do it too, no matter what it is that they're trying to work towards or aiming for. So a little bit of a disclaimer on me. I have a bit of a potty mouth. Can I blame my Australianness? Is that a word? Oh, I failed English in high school, so my grammar is terrible. So if you are someone who just get so frustrated if someone has shitty grammar. This podcast is probably not going to be for you because I am a science and health and maths, anything numbers, anything science, I'm your gal. Anything mindset, personal development, all that stuff, I'm your gal. But when it comes to stringing sentences together in perfect grammatical context, I may not be your girl. But that's totally fine. That's totally cool. Keeping it real. So I swear a lot. I try not to say too much, but I say but a lot. Maybe I just like butts. Who knows? As you could tell, I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a bit quirky, and I just want you to get to know me. I'm honest. I'm real. I'm raw. I'm full of badassery, as I call it on my Instagram, which is at Kim Kent _, I think 2 underscores. I'm all about the badassery and dropping truth bombs. So my friends, this is why I know my friends love me, is because if they want an honest answer, if they want no BS, if they want just straight up truth, they will come to me. I'm the gal, I'm the friend, I'm your best friend, because I will tell you what you need to hear, even when you don't want to hear it, because you know it's what you need to hear. I will call you on your bullshit. I love getting called on my bullshit because I'm always open to bettering myself and making sure I'm not creating stories, telling myself stories, or creating excuses or whatnot. So that's what you're going to get out of these episodes and this podcast is it's the babe, you've got this. It's all about embracing that feminine energy, but we still have that balance of the masculine, and that's the no BS, no hype, nothing woo-woo or crazy or bubble wrapped. Like, I am a truth bomb queen, which may trigger some people if I say something that you probably need to hear, and if it triggers you, it's because you do need to hear it. But it's a good thing, because the triggers is what grows you. The triggers is what makes you conscious of the shit you actually need to sort out in your life at that time. So I'm going to talk about all these kind of things throughout the episodes, and it's just so true, because you listen to something like this. Like, why are you here? Why are you listening to this episode? Because you've been attracted to the fact that, you know what, I do want more. I am achieving more. I know I've got something inside of me that is destined for greatness. We all are. Some of us aren't as conscious as others, which is totally cool. Everyone's on their own journey at their own pace, at their own level. And for some of us who are conscious, if you're like me and are conscious that I can fucking own my life. I've got this. I can create magic. I just need to overcome some stories, some beliefs, some setbacks, all this stuff. Like, you're here because you are just like me, or you're very similar to me, and you want the growth. You want to be challenged, because you know the only way that you can actually achieve your goals and what you're aiming for is you've got to level up and you've got to break through. Otherwise, you'd be completely and 100% satisfied with exactly where you are exactly right now in your life. If you're not 100% satisfied, that's why we do this personal development, we do this growth, we listen to the podcasts that we know are going to shape us and shift us to where we need to be, or what we might need to focus on, and what we need to hear right now. So that is why I am here. Yay. And I like to sing too. Sometimes at the end of things, if you ever receive a voice message from me, my friends just know, like, I end in song. And I don't even think I can sing. So you might get some free extra value from me from a singing point of view. So I will be the main host of the Babe You've Got This podcast, because it's my little baby, it's my jam. I'm going to be sharing, and I'm going to plug my beautiful friend and colleague, team member, workmate, whatever you want to call her. Her name is Olivia Plunkett. She is going to be joining me a lot on our podcast. We work very closely together. We're both very similar in the challenges we have and the goals we have. But what's really beautiful is we've actually come from the complete opposite with mindset, with our background in mindset. However, it makes us the same. Now, let me elaborate. And this is good because you are getting to know me. Oh, before I get look, I tangent too. Another disclaimer, I tangent, so follow me as best you can. So Olivia is going to be joining me for many, many, many of the episodes. And I'm also going to be interviewing throughout different episodes amazing women in my life who have mentored me, coached me, or a part of my business, who have just epic value to give you that I know is going to be relatable to somewhere where you are in your journey right now, whether it's personal goals or business goals. So as I was saying, where I've come from and my mindset is a huge, huge part of whenever I help people or coach or inspire health and wealth. Mindset is the biggest thing. So I actually grew up most of my life highly strung, highly stressed, and suffering with massive anxiety. Now, I didn't even know I was anxious. I genuinely thought my panic attacks were hereditary because my sister would get them. My older sister, I didn't live with her. She's much older, half sister. So I just knew when she'd have them every now and then. And my mum would get them. So I'm like, well, it runs in the family. It's just a hereditary thing. So panic attacks, guys, are not hereditary. Oh my gosh, see, now I just lost my train of thought. So, disclaimer, that happens too. So I tangent, I say I swear, and my train of thought takes on another track. So I'm still thinking, but traveling a different track. Where was I? Suffered massively with anxiety and stress and really shitty self-confidence. I genuinely needed boys to love me, men to love me, and whatnot. So the second I understood what boys were, like in year 1 in primary school, in that grade 1, I always wanted to have a boyfriend. I always needed to be, like, I guess, center of attention. I know that can sound a bit like egotistical. Well, I guess it is, right? But back then, I never wanted to be center of attention, all about Kim. I needed to be in the spotlight. I knew that I needed to be seen to be loved. And there was a lot of anxiety. I hated it. I could not handle if people didn't like me. I couldn't handle it when friends would stop talking to me, or we would have a little fight, or, all that primary school and high school bullshit. I honestly couldn't handle it, and I was so insecure. Now, I'm not going to get into where that all came from. I know where it all came from. And it was just this story, this inner belief that I was carrying through my life. And it wasn't until about 5.5, 6 years ago, I actually was in my last year of university. I went to study health sciences just because I knew I wanted to help people who were sick, because I didn't think I was sick. I just thought it was normal to be severely stressed, anxious, run down, tired, insecure, no self-confident, dependent on people. Like, I was a hot mess, I tell you right now. And I can confidently say that if I said that to myself back then, I would have taken it so personally. But I've owned my shit. I realized what I was doing and how I was sabotaging myself. And it wasn't until that's almost 6 years ago is when I really fell into the wellness world after I was like almost finishing my study, and my mind was just opened up to so much about health and wellness, mindset, what we're supposed to feel as a human. Like, I was 23, 24 years old, and I was sick 6 months of the year. I was run down. Like, I probably had chronic fatigue. I just never ever went and got tested for anything because, and one, I didn't like the doctors, and two, I genuinely thought it was normal. Genuinely thought it was normal to feel that crappy, both within myself and from a physical point of view. So I was very, very anxious. So that's where it's come from. The long story short, this will be another podcast. I'll go deeper into my health story and journey and how I've overcome that. But I was able to overcome it and become the best version of myself to this day. I know I'm always growing. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I am definitely the best version of myself that I've ever been. And I'm honestly so damn grateful to have been on that journey and learn this stuff and learn how to grow my confidence and learn how to fucking love myself. Unconditionally love myself, which will be another topic that we will talk about. And it's been amazing. So I can't wait to share all that goodness with you, because it all comes down to mindset. So I was the anxious person, and the beautiful Olivia, see, this is where I was going. So I went on a bit of a tangent. The beautiful Olivia suffered, she's going to share more of her story, but just to touch base on it, she suffered massively with depression. So depression, anxiety, depression, pretty much, they say polar opposites, the opposite end of the scale. But at the same time, both mental disorders or mental issues. So she's been able to overcome that. And from someone being in a space of severe depression and self-harm to someone like me who is so fucking fearful of life and anything else out there, oh my God. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and Olivia and what you're going to expect. So I don't want to really carry on too much in this first podcast. I just want you to get to know a bit about me. You're going to learn more about me as we go, which is fine. But it is really a podcast to be real with you, be authentic with you, not hide behind anything, not sugarcoat anything, and just help you get into that space of that self-reaffirmation. And I love this because we're always looking, hence why we listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos and do all that stuff. We're always looking for that affirmation. We're always looking for the confirmation and just knowing we're doing the right thing. So what my goal and my intention is to help you go from seeking it externally to realizing you have it within you already. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to get you to a point where I don't need podcasts anymore and I don't need this and that. If you become that self-righteous, you're never going to grow. You already hit your limit. The point is being open-minded to constantly learning, but knowing that you fill your cup up from the inside. You've got this, you know this, and everything else that you learn just keeps growing you and growing your understanding and your knowledge even more, so you can just continue to improve and be the best version of yourself without you feeling like you get stuck and you just completely go backwards and you shut all the doors and you don't want any help. So you will get stuck. You will feel stuck. You will feel challenged. That's again another episode that's going to come up. Honestly, I have so much goodness for you. But just knowing that when you need guidance, some of the best coaches in the world still have coaches. People do need the guidance and the reaffirmation from other people who have walked the walk before them. But it's just about realizing how much that we have on the inside, and that we need to see it and feel it on the inside, then continually seeking it externally. I really hope that makes sense. That's another thing I do. I always ask, does that make sense? If you were in front of me, it'd be good if I got an answer, but you are not. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for the first one. Please, I'm new to this podcasting, so please like, share, however it works. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified every time a podcast comes out. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast channel. Make sure you please share it. If you just know, like, by you sharing this, you are contributing to the impact that we are making with all the amazing women out there who are just trying to aim for the goal, aim for the stars and reach their goals. And we know that it's about supporting and uplifting each other. It's never a competition. The competition is only ever with yourself, which is what I'm going to help you, work that competition, run that competition, and fucking beat that competition with yourself and continually improve you. So please share. If you please leave a review, 5 shining stars, and please leave a review. If you leave your socials handles, so if you leave your Instagram, I'd be able to give you a shout out as well, so we can give you some love, give you some recognition for your beautiful contribution. We just really appreciate any beautiful positive reviews that you can leave, because as I said, the more you recognize this as a podcast that's impacting women around the world, the more you contribute to raising this podcast up, the more you contribute to the impact that we are having. And I think that is the most beautiful thing that we can do, because there's so much gold that's going to come out of these episodes, but the gold's going to be worth nothing if no one listens in. But we know we are going to get thousands of amazing, amazing listeners, and I'm so grateful. I'm honestly so grateful that you are one of them. You are definitely meant to be here listening to this at this time. And I'm so excited for you to hear what is else to come. And I'm so, so glad that I could give you this time to listen to my content. And I feel like there is one more thing that I can't remember. All right, stay tuned for episode number 2 and have the most amazing day.